What is up, my string beans, and welcome back to another episode of ATM10 to the skies. Woo! Here on the server that I got going on. We have a handful of people on. One guy is AFK. Then yeah, yeah. So let's see. In our last episode, we completed some occultism. Yeah, we completed up some occultism, and then we started working on this stuff. We started working on Industrial Foregoing. So I got a bunch of stuff to show you of like in between episodes because I said that I was going to move my occultism, which you can see it's no longer right here. So I have moved my occultism, and I've even like did a little bit of some of the end game stuff for occultism. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of those things. The first thing I'm going to show you is the occultism storage. So this thing right here. We're just gonna go like let me see. Hold on. Let me grab a bunch of that stuff. Let me grab some of these, some of that. No, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, here's wait, let me fix that. Let's change it to mod. Okay, anyway. So yeah, here's the occultism dimensional storage actuator. It is the storage system for occultism. So I'll show you. It's fairly easy to make. All you need is to make yourself a storage actuator base. So it's this guy right here, and this isn't complicated at all. And this is just a bunch of other stone right there. And then you also have to make the dimensional matrix, which is this thing. So then you also have to make the dimensional crystal matrix, which I'm pretty sure these are like tier 1 or 2, probably tier 1 or 2 rituals. So you could get it pretty early, and then once you have those two items, you just craft them together, and you get yourself a dimensional storage actuator. So by default, let's see, let's look into this. Yeah, by default, um, it can hold 128 different types of items. So it's kind of like the applied energistics where each disc can hold like 63 types of items. So this one holds 128, but you can increase that very fast. And pretty much what you do is that you're going to make these storage stabilizers. So here's a tier 1. Tier 1 is going to be incredibly easy. It's going to add 64 item types and also 512,000 items worth of stuff. So you can make multiple of these. You can make like 4 or 5, I think maybe 6 of them, and you point them you point them at let's see if I can find. You point them like looking at the matrix. So like how I have right here. So you can see that I actually have tier 4 ones. So let's see what those tier 4 ones give. The tier 4s give 512 item types. So just these, you can have 4 of these. That's 256 different item types plus the 120 whatever the fuck. So it's like a lot of item types, and then you can go up to tier 2, and each one of these stabilizers adds 128. So you can get these, and this is like a lot of storage. And it'll show like the types and how much is filled. So just filling in all that stuff filled up 0.01% and 1% because it just needs to like actually have a number in there. But I'm sure I could keep filling these up and like it's not going to go up anymore. And there's also, you can like mix it in with having some spirits that will do jobs for you. Let me see. Yeah, so you can get certain ones that will smelt for you. Ones that'll like crush. I think we kind of went over some that we could crush already. You can also have like transporters, lumberjacks. Oh, you can also like change the weather with it and also change the time. And machine operators, and you can put them in here and like automate a couple things. But yeah, this is kind of like what the storage would look like, and you can also access it remotely. I have not gone and actually made one of these, unfortunately. I could do it like really quick, but it doesn't really matter. But it's pretty much just like applied energistics where you can have a wireless terminal, and you could just access this remotely at any time. And here's your storage. And it comes with a little crafting thing and everything. So yeah, I really like occultism. Um, if it's in any like normal pack, it's usually like one of the mods that I'll go to begin with because it's very easy to get into and the rewards are pretty high. Um, let me take a deep breath. Okay, so another thing that I did, I moved my occultism, and that's what this is. So if we come down here, we can see that this is the circle room. So this whole thing is this all the circles. So you can see we have all the pinnacles. There's 6 pinnacles, and it's all the circles. And then we come down here, and you'll see a diamond. So this is, of course, all the diamond pinnacles. And then you'll never guess what's next. The square. And then last but not least, here is the Eldridge one. So this is actually 2 pinnacles in one. This is the for contacting the Eldridge so that we could do basically like the end game stuff. And it's also the one to like summon things and like fight shit in here. Another thing that's actually really cool that I did is I set up some automation. Let me get out of here. It's going to be kind of hard to explain the automation of how I automated some of the things in in occultism, but I do want to go over it not necessarily real quick because it's not too fast to explain, but I do kind of want to show you that it is in fact possible. So I'm going to go ahead and queue up from occultism. I'm going to queue up a Oh, I have Master Miner. You know what? Let's I'm gonna queue up one of these, and you'll see that there's a lot that it has to go through. But once I queue it up, you'll see that it's working over here, and we have a ritual going. So that one just got taken. So now once this gets taken, it'll make the lamp, and then it'll start the next ritual. So I'll go ahead and explain to you how to do that. And this is something that's going to be very particular, and so like it's kind of one of those pay attention moments if you do want to automate it. So the problem with getting this book and putting it with a dictionary, the NBT data is going to be weird because you can see that it can be used to summon an Efreet with like a certain name. And then if you get another one, you'll see that it's different. So automating doesn't like how there's 2 different names. So we throw those away. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to make another dictionary of spirits, and you're going to get an anvil, and you're going to name this dictionary of spirits whatever you want, honestly. So I'm going to name it tier 1. But then what you're also going to do is you're going to get your book of the folio or whatever. Like say for instance, I am naming it tier 1 and the foliotes are tier 1. Actually I could probably show you with a couple more. Um let's grab an Efreet. Let's grab a Merid, and I'll grab a genie. So I'm going to name this one tier 2, this one tier 3 just cuz, and this one tier 4 just cuz. So when you build these 2 together, the demon is going to be called tier 1. And it's going to be called tier 1 for as long as this is labeled tier 1. So here you can see I have 2 books that are exactly the same, and now we have something that the automation, the applied energistic system, can hold on to. So these books will always be called tier 1s. These will always be called tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. So now the problem about that is that when you go to a craft, and we're going to say that we want to make this right here, right? and you can see that this would be, Book of the Folio with like some name, and you're like, okay, this is what I want to autocraft. You have to come into here and, this is going to be like, oh, this is using this NBT data. But instead, what you want to do is you're going to say that a tier 1 named book made specifically from this is what's going to make this ritual possible. Uh, so then, so then you're gonna have, like that craft, and this is a lamp, for instance, but it can be for literally anything. Like, say for instance, this right here. It's like, okay, I want this. I want to make these research fragment dust, but this is a folio. No, it's actually just gonna be something called tier 1, and so that'll be like what you'll have to do in your auto crafting system. So then you have to play around a little bit with how occultism works. So what I have um what I have set up over here, let me grab one of these. Let me grab this stuff. So what I have set up over here is that this all of these are pushing into a barrel. So you can see, look, there's my master merit. It's complete. So they're pushing into a barrel, and what's happening is that I have two routers that are sending items into this whole contraption. So what's kind of weird is that like you can't put a book in here, and it can't just like be in there and items finish, like around. Like it needs to be the items need to be placed in here first, and then the book can go in. So what I have set up is that this we'll go with this one. This one is sending directly into the sacrificial bowl right over there. And this one over here is sending into the all of the other bowls all around it. And so what I'm having this barrel do, I have pushing, so this is the west direction and this is the south direction. So in the west direction, I have this one pushing only the books into the west, whereas into the south, I'm pushing everything but the books. So when I queue up a craft, for instance, like one of these or something, all the items will go into here. The book will get pushed, or the item that goes into the center will get pushed into here. All the other items gets pushed into this one. They all get distributed around, and then this one places the book in the center. And that's pretty much like how that thing is working. And then another issue with occultism is that when the craft finishes, like the item doesn't just like sit in that bowl, it pops it out into the world. So what I have set up here is an item collector, right? And it's like focusing on this spot. And as soon as the finished craft pops into the world, it takes it and it puts it into this little secret barrel that I have right here. And then that's where this third this third modular router is targeting anything that goes into that barrel, and it sends it back into here, so the finished product. And that's pretty much like how you have to automate it. Or I mean, not you don't have to go this route directly using modular routers, but like that's kind of the idea of it, is that you need to be able to separate the items from the book, and the items go in, the book goes in, and then once it pops it into the world, you need a way to get it popped into the world and back into your planetargistic system. So that is essentially how you automate um, this mod. It's kind of janky, but as you can see, I did in fact make a master miner Merid, and so that's a good segue into the next bit of the resources that you could gain from occultism. So this is a skyblock, so of course you have sieving, and then we have like geors, and that's a really good way to get resources as well. But occultism actually has a really great way to get resources. and that is with these miners. So I have 3 Eldritch Ancient Miners, and as you can see, you can put Fortune, Efficiency, even like Unbreaking and Mending. And in fact, something that I do want to do, just haven't gotten to it yet, you can put these Eternal Stellas from Forbidden Arcanus, and it'll make it unbreaking, indestructible. That's the word I'm looking for. It'll make it indestructible, so you won't have to worry about the durability going down. But what is that, Portsmore? Oh, cool. Um, but yeah, once you get any tier of these things, you can get hold on, let me see. Yeah, so you can get these miners and you have to put them in a dimensional shaft. So that's another thing that you have to make. So you'll make the shaft and then you also have to get these miners and they will just like mine from the void. They're basically like just an infinite resource that you mine out of nothing. So if I put these guys in here, and let's go ahead and grab the master one, you'll see that I have, oh, and then all that I really have right here is 3 routers. They're pulling from the bottom of the lamps. You don't have to put them on these pedestals, but they're pulling from the bottom of the lamps because it's kind of like a thing where it knows if you have it and was killed. Okay. But yeah, if you have it pulling from anywhere else, it'll sometimes pull the lamp out. So you have to pull from the bottom. Um yeah, but it's like they're going so fast that I have to have 3 routers, and even the routers have like max speed upgrades and stack and everything like that. But actually, do I need stack? Does that make it go faster? No, I need stack because it needs to pull. Okay. But yeah, I have them all pulling from the bottom, and they're just inserting into here. And you can see like the amount of resources that these bad boys have been getting. They generate like a shit ton of resources, and it's really great. But I don't really need them because like you just have so many resources already. But I just wanted to like set it all up because I like I said I really like this mod, and I'm gonna throw these away so they don't fuck anything up with my auto crafting. All right, yeah. So yeah, that's the Eldritch miners. They mine a lot of resources really fast, and of course, the higher tier they go, the faster they go, and the more like resources they can get. I think that's everything that I wanted to show you as far as occultism goes. I do like my rooms; they're really cool. I enjoy them a lot. I do eventually want to make this chalice, which the chalice goes in place of these sacrificial bowls, and it will instantaneously complete the rituals. Um, but as you can see, it's a lot of stuff, and I kind of queued up some things that I was like working on in between. So like I need to be able to do this ritual, which will give me come on. A trial key, an ominous bottle, and then I need this one for the trial keys that give me the next fucking ones, the ominous trial key, and then it goes up to this, and it possibly gives me a heavy core, which then I use the heavy core in this ritual, and then same thing with like this one. It's a lot, but I'll probably do that all off camera because it's like not important, but it is something that I just wanna do. Oh, that's what that shit was for. There we go. Let's see. Another thing that I did off camera is I did in fact I put together a little more industrial foregoing, but I didn't want to go too far into it because that's what today's episode is going to be about. After like 18 minutes of talking about nonsense and occultism, that is an amazing mod. We're going to get into today's nonsense. All right, so I went ahead and I progressed a little bit further to where I have tier 4. So industrial normal industrial foregoing only goes up to tier 2. but there's a mod called More Industrial Foregoing Add-ons, and it can go up to tier 8. So I do want to get tier 8 just cuz like I like completing it. It's kind of like a bit of completionist. Hmm. hmm. Yeah. So so I think where we left off is that we got latex. Um so I decided that I want to keep latex in this machine, and these are all the different recipes that I'm just going to like request. I'm going to request all these items to go into that machine minus the latex because like it's already there. And then I just have my factory manager is just constantly putting latex from here into the machines. And then here's my latex processing unit, and I figured out how I wanted to do plastic, and that's that it's somewhat similar where I just always keep water in here, and when I request some plastic, it's going to every one plastic is going to use 750 millibuckets. So as I request 100 of it, it's going to put in 75 buckets, and we're gonna get these dry rubber. Oh, it's going through my water real quick. And then it's gonna take the dry rubber and run it through the smelters, and there you go, there's my plastic. So that's how I decided I wanted to do that, have plastic on demand. And then the next step that I did here already, but I'll go ahead and explain it, is that we need to get pink slime. So pink slime is something very specific to Industrial Foregoing. You can see the liquids here. And how you get pink slime is with a mob slaughter factory. So it's kind of like a mob killer, where like you have mobs and it's gonna slaughter. Let's vape. Back. Oh god. But yeah, it kills mobs, and it grinds them up into meat. Shady's back. Tell your friend. uh, Chaos is back. Colossus is back. But yeah, excuse me. I'm like mainly recovered. I just have like a little bit of sickness. But yeah, it kills mobs, but it doesn't drop their experience or their items. Didn't even destroy the crystal. And in return, it creates liquid meat and pink slime. So that's where your pink slime comes from. Now, let me see if I can find the book for it. Because I want... Where is the book? Where is the book, Adam? There it is. Let me show you the text itself. Miscellaneous, mob detector. No. What are you looking for? Not that. Mob duplicator plants. Mob slaughter factory. Here you go. So here's the text that I specifically want to show you. Passive mobs produce more pink slime than non-passive ones. So that is why I am using a combination of mob grinding utils. And what that is that I got myself a golden egg to make delightful dirt, which is going to be the opposite of the dreadful dirt. So the dreadful dirt's going to spawn all the mobs for like your mob crushing farm, and that's like what's behind me over here. So there's dreadful dirt over there. But when you slap dirt with a golden egg, it makes delightful dirt, which spawns does not work in ocean. Light level below 10. Oh, okay. But yeah, it spawns passive mobs. So we have passive mobs being spawned here, and I just have a bunch of these cogs being powered by this redstone clock right here. Obliterated. There you go, getting obliterated again. And that's what we're doing here. We're just making a bunch of fucking mobs spawn, passive mobs, and we're getting pink slime. And there you go, and that's pretty much like the next step that you have to go through. You have to get pink slime, because pink slime is important to make something, I promise. I promise you need pink slime. You need pink slime in order to make advanced machine frames. And that's where our next goal is going to go, is into these machine frames, because now the next thing we want to make is ether gas. We want ether gas and soul lava, biofuel, and sludge. Biofuel is going to be pretty easy. It's going to be a mixture of nonsense. But all of these, I think these two are just going to help us get the higher tiers. But as like, if we didn't have the higher tiers, you don't really need to get these. All you really need is the ether gas. So let's get into ether gas. What we want to do is make ourselves a laser drill, and a bunch of laser drills and a fluid laser base, and we're going to need 2 sets of like these bunches. And what we're going to do is that we're going to mine the wither of its farts. We're going to suck out the farts of the wither. So let's get ourselves a stasis chamber, because that's one thing that we need. Stasis me up, baby. So we know how to make that. And then we want drills. We want laser drills. And we want different laser bases. Sure, we can even do an ore laser base. But mainly what we're doing is a fluid laser base here. So we just put these in here. And let's get ourselves 2 stasis chambers. We don't have soul sand. Fuck you. Yeah, we do. 2 stasis. What do you mean? Look, soul sand. Why are you being stupid? Soul sand. What is happening here? Why is it? What? What? Why are you compressing? Don't compress. Where? Oh. Oh, it's going into here. I see what's happening. So I just say, stop that. Okay, let's try this again. Alright, we want to make 2 stasis chambers. Success. So right now it's going through the machines and making the machines. So we're gonna have a little stasis guy. We'll probably put it here. Okay, so we need a few good taters. No, I think we actually need to put it. The Lumberview looks like Spider-Man. Yeah, he does. Where are some good places to put these? I think we're gonna put them in the ground. Probably right here, actually. Yeah, we're gonna put them right here. Just like that. Yes. We're gonna put 2 of them. Because you'll see here in a minute. What we do need is 2 fluid laser bases. And let's go ahead and do... Because what we want to do here is that we're making a room. It's gonna be a nice little cave, a nice little roomy room for the wither. He's just gonna hang out in here. And you can't see anything. So actually, what we're gonna do instead, what color is all this up here? Blackstone? Let's use some blackstone until I decide that we're actually going to do this. So let's go ahead and do that, like that. Because I need to be able to see. And what we're gonna do, actually, let's see. There we go. That's good. So now we get, we're gonna have to get, where the hell are they? Laser drills. Let's get, I don't know, make 100. I don't really care. We don't really need 100, but, eh. Then we're gonna do some glass. We're gonna do structure glass. So, let's get some laser drills. Okay, not yet. But instead, we're gonna do... Hold on. You'll see. We gotta do... No, you laser drill. Alright, I guess there's some explaining that I should do here. So, we're going to put... What the fuck? Where is... Oh, here it is. So we're going to put this fluid laser base right here, and then we're going to summon the wither in this little area. And I will have a stasis chamber underneath him, which means the stasis chamber, when it's powered... I'll go ahead and even show you right here. When it's powered, it will stop you from, like, it'll stop whatever entity from, like, moving. So watch, let me stand right here and see I've gotten, like, super slowed, and like I shouldn't be able to move, but let me do this. There we go. So it more or less, it doesn't work on me because I'm just freaking like God or something, but it'll normally make it to where the entity that's in here, in fact, let's go ahead and show you with a zombie. So this zombie cannot move. So he's just going to stay right there. And the thing about the stasis chamber is that not only will it make the entity not be able to move, it'll also give them regeneration, but I just one-hit them because I have so much freaking damage. So so that's basically like what's going to happen. We're going to put the stasis chamber down here, we're going to summon the wither, and then once the wither is in place, we will be using these laser drills. And all of the laser drills will be providing like power, more or less, to the laser fluid to the base. So how these work is that every time this finishes, it'll increase the progress of this by 1. So you'll see that there's like a progress of 20. So like I said, every time one of these finishes, this goes up by 1. And so you can actually put a lot of these laser drills. Like here's the whole 3x3x3 that this one laser drill is able to affect. And as long as the laser base, whether it be the ore one or the fluid, is like within this 3x3x3, it will be affecting it. So essentially you can like, you can even see that this one is affecting this layer. So if I put a laser back here, it'll be affecting it, you know, for the last little bit right here. So I think I'll actually do that as well. Because it's not going to be seen. So why not? But then, so I had this one being shown. So if I were to show this one, you'll see that it is just barely in the zone. Get in the zone, auto zone. And that goes for all the other ones over here. So like the only thing that does matter though is that all of these laser drills, these are the things that actually need power. And that's what provides like all the increases in progress. So let's see about summoning this wither. And we're going to summon it I think 4 high. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. So if the wither sits right here, I think we're okay. Let me double check Dan's. I'm gonna go look at Dan's wither setup, just to make sure. His is right here, and it looks like he has it like only 3 blocks. Yeah, he has 1, 2, 3, and then it's sitting on the 4th. Okay. Let's go ahead and leave that. So, do we do that? I mean, we can do that, but should we? Do we need to? I think it's okay like this. And if not, I'll like raise it up. So, now we got to get our stasis chamber. Let's go ahead and put that bad boy in. Also, let me out. Because I need to be able to power the stasis chamber. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a little ender gate. Boop. So now that guy's good, and let's put all these things in to make sure that it's going to be all right. And we'll go ahead and see that it is, in fact, in the area that we want it to be. And we'll go ahead and leave it on. Let's get rid of all this. And Dan had the right idea to get a sound muffler. So we're just gonna go ahead and put a sound muffler right there. By the FBI. B jokes. And let's go ahead and get what are we getting? The wither skeletons. That's okay. And some soul sand. And one more check to make sure that the stasis chamber is on. So you also you got to be really careful when you're doing this, because you're definitely spawning a wither in your base to just have it like sit there. So you want to make sure that your stasis chamber is going to be powered on. And then we do one of those. And you'll see that he isn't going anywhere. He's just sitting right there. And so, we're not getting any ether out of him yet, because we do got to change a couple things. We need a purple laser lens, specifically. So we're going to go ahead and get a purple laser lens. And it wants one of these. It wants like this. And then we make the white one like this, but we're not going to count that, and we're going to put this into... I think those plants are kind of loud. Let me mute the plants. So if I go right here, and we're going to do this one. We're going to go set anchor here, and we're going to do that we don't want to hear. Crop breaking. There we go. And we're going to edit the anchor that it's only in like a 5 radius. How about 8 radius? There we go. So now we don't hear that anymore. That's good. So we come over here, and this was our pink slime guy, like that. And we do right there. Let's get our purple lens. So if we put the purple lens in here, and then also last thing is the depth. You have to make sure that the depth is correct. So from it's between -64 and 256, so we're good on that. And now the last thing, don't fall in there. But now the last thing that we have to do is power all these bad boys. So we're going to do, it's going to be really easy to do these ones, but let's use just dire things. I feel like the music's too loud. Let's bring that down to 10. Actually, let me cross compare that to my OBS. I think 10% is good. So what we're gonna do here is set up a little transmitter, and we're going to put that it's getting power, and we want to see this area. We're going to let's do this. Okay, so we need to offset it by that. We need to increase by 1, I believe. We could go. Actually, we only need to do 1 layer. Only need to do 1 layer, but we can bring it down. Okay, and then we need to go 2 in and 2 to the left. So we do offset 2 that way. That looks good. And offset, nope, 2 that way. Now that should be in the center. That should be this very center guy. But this isn't the thing that we need to power. We need to power all this other stuff. So we need to increase the radius by like 1, 2, 3, I believe. Nice. Now all these should be getting power. Okay, yeah, it's working. You can see it now. All these are getting power. And so now you'll see, like I said, every time one of these finishes their progress, it's going up. And you'll see that we are, in fact, now getting ether gas. Nice. So, now that we're getting that, we can turn this off. But we want to do it much more quicklier. So let's close all this up. And we are going to put glass over this. Let's get some more structural glass. And our next challenge is that we're going to need to get the aether gas out of that block. So yep, there's our wither. He's just getting sucked on. So one thing that we'll do is I want to increase the speed of all of this. So we're going to make, how many do I have? I have 3 and then 3 behind, so that's 6 times 4 is 24. So let's go ahead and make 24 of these. We're going to make 24 processing. And these are kind of unimportant right now. Oh, okay. Let's make like 12. And then we'll make 12 again. Right now, what we really got to focus on is getting this aether gas into my applied energistics setup. So we're going to use Just Dire Things again, because Just Dire Things is just fantastic. And I think it has, let's look at, I think it's like, there's different fluid placer, fluid collector. Nice. So we need that and one of these. Doesn't want to hit the crystal. He said, fuck you. So we want the fluid. Hello? I want fluid collector. So now we're gonna get a fluid collector. We're gonna place this right here, place this on top, and then I believe, yeah, it's just 1 up. It is in fact on this level. So we need it to go offset 2 in. I believe it went 2 in, and then 2 in the other way. And are we now? Yep. So now we're on that. And this should actually, oh my god, let me in. Oh, you know what? If we put it on level right here. Whoops. No, I want you right there. There we go. And then we go down 1. Yeah, it'll get power. And yeah, so it'll get power. And it should be getting the ether gas. You should be fluid collecting. Hmm. Fluid collecting, fluid placer. You should be getting ether. Let's get a bucket. And can I mean, it is a fluid. See? So what I need from this is that I need you to... Why can't you get the fluid? Oh, hey, let's make 12 more of those. Because I want you to grab the fluid from there, and then from there we can manipulate it how we want. So let me try one of these and a tank. Um, let's get myself a tank. Maybe it'll give me a tank. They put it somewhere, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there it. So then where's the tank? What the fuck, dude? Where is it? Where did it fucking go? Oh my god, whatever. Let's just use a singularity. One of these, one of those, and then bucket. Okay, so I want you to like pick that up. Can you grab that? Or does it not want to grab fluid from here? Are you being silly? Fluid collector. Fluid. Nope. Just dire. Just dire fluid. That's not how you spell just. Just dire fluid. Can you not like collect fluid from a machine? It needs to be that you're collecting it from in world. Hmm. Another thing that I could possibly do is we could set up some good old BBLs. So we're gonna have that guy, some speed, and some fluid. So if I were to say that we're going to export, yes, I understand. Export from this. No, I cannot. I can't place anything there. I can place it there, but I don't want that. Dan, what are you doing? Let me see your stupid setup. Yeah, it's just right on top. But I want it to look cool. I want it to look cool and neat and fantastic and everything. So how do I live without you? I want to know. Get the gas. Get the aether gas. Get it. Okay? You don't want to work. Instead what we can do, it's building up a bunch of gas. What's something that we can do without it looking too stupid? What if we... Like, why does that not... I'm pretty sure just dyers should work. Let me look at these blocks. Fluid generator, fluid collector. Fluid placer. Oh, I know. I think maybe modular routers? Let's see if modular routers will work. And we're going to use fluid transfer. There's too much stuff. And fluid module Mark II. This guy might work. Obviously, we're going to autocraft everything. Turn up the autocraft to 11. Make 100 of those. No, you don't know how to make Mark 1s. I'm 99% sure I told you how to make Mark 1s. See, look, you're right there. There's Mark 1s. There's Mark 2s. Why are you being stupid? Look, these make Mark 1s. And these make Mark 2s. In fact, I already know how to make these ones. No, I don't. Let's see if I just put in Mark 1s and I say, give me 100 of those. It makes a fat load. And then if I put in this one and I say, make me some Mark 2s. Why are you stupid? What the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong? Look, it even shows that, like, I know how to make those. What? Oh, I think it, like, took that one. Oh my god. Ah, stupid NVT data. God damn it. Always getting in the way. Make those. Anyway. Okay, so we need, like, a fluid guy. So fluid transfer, what we want to do, you should have, like, a tank now, I think. Increase the amount of fluid a router can transfer. Okay. And we're going to put you in a singularity tank just to make sure that, like, you are in fact working. So let me see how this works. Transfers fluids into or out of the router to and from any nearby blocks. Routers buses must have fluid container item in it. Fluid container item in it. So like a bucket? And is this like, this is going to go transfer out of router when pouring into the world. Can I just do that? Okay. Okay, that worked. Now we need, this goes into the router. This has 1,000. Now it has 3,000. It's working. Okay, so there we go. So this is how it's gonna work. We're gonna have a modular router. This one, it'll go right here. Okay. And this guy is in fact targeting this dude. That's fine, that's good. That's what we want. And then this is the guy that is going to put it into an interface. How far can we go? 24? Where's the nearest interface? Oh, we could just do an interface right here. Interface. And we'll put it like, I don't know, here. And we want it to go into the interface. So if we look, we don't have any ether gas. And is this at 1,000 yet? No, it is not. So first, what I want to do before we start that up, I want to make sure that we're going to be generating a lot. So let's get these out of my way. And all those upgrades that I just finished, 24, 24, 24, but it can only, I don't like that they can only stack up to 16 at a time. So let's shift right click these guys in, and we'll see that these guys are going really fast. There you go. You guys are going real fast as compared to, these guys right here. So let's get these last little guys in here. And we're going to put them all into here. There goes fucking Hada getting obliterated by the dragon again. And we might need another, energy thing. You can see it going all crazy. But now you'll be able to see, look how fast this is going up. So, in fact, I think I need to make a couple more of these. Let's go ahead and make 20. And then make 20 of these. And 20 of these. Because I believe I could put some upgrades in this as well. But anyway, you can see that this guy's definitely going up really fucking fast. So, now that we have that much, let's get... That doesn't really matter to me. Actually, can I disable the... Can I disable the particles on this guy? Okay, yep. So, yeah, as we saw, this is targeted right there. We have no aether gas in here at all. So let's see if when I put this dude in, is it going to work? Yeah, there's a bucket in there. Yeah, target the interface. And I want it to go in, put it into the interface. Or I think it has to be a little weird. Where are my freaking ultimate fluid tanks, dude? It's kind of annoying. Where's that singularity? Because what I could just do instead is set this up, and instead we're just gonna put a freaking import bus, ME import bus, and we want that to go in. And in fact, you see it going in there now. We'll put some acceleration cards in. Acceleration cards. But most importantly, we have to tell this guy, because this we're grabbing from the fluid laser base, and here we're putting it into the singularity tank. Where did it go? Why are we not? I am actually confused. Why is this not working now? Oh, I need to change this one to out. So, in fact, it might have worked. Let's try it again. We need it to go out of the router. Force emptying disabled. When pouring into the... Oh, no. So, does this work? Yes. Yay! And so I know we need speed upgrades. And we'll also get muffling upgrades. And is this even working? Are you pulling from here? Yeah. Okay. So where is my ether gas? There it is. I don't know why it wasn't showing. Why it was being all silly. But there you go. Now we're having ether gas. So we don't need this thing, and we don't need this guy. Because we did in fact see that was working. Okay, let's do let's put all this crap away. And that was everything. That was all just for some aether gas. Just for some fucking wither farts. But now we have to move on to one of the things that we do also need of what we got going on here. We also have to suck the farts out of a warden and get soul lava, because that's what the farts of a warden are. Okay, got that. Delete that stuff. Whoops, no. Because the wither will sit here and go and make stupid wither sounds and stuff. So we don't want to listen to that. We want to muffle that. That's gross. Yep, there we go. Getting our good old aether gas. And then, what we do over here, this man is just dying. Does someone have a death count for him? Someone get a death count. So here we have aether. Oh, that's why we didn't have aether gas, because it was getting put into here already. So now what we got to do with the aether gas, you can see that this is supposed to have latex in it at all times because it's labeled the latex dissolution chamber. This one's the pink slime dissolution chamber. This one is the experience dissolution chamber, but the problem with this one is that I can't just keep experience in it. Experience. I can't just keep experience in it because the problem with that is that it'll just straight up turn it into Bottle of Enchanting. But that's fine because this machine is literally only going to be in charge of making three items, and it's going to be these three right here. So that's why I just have three patterns in here that put the X, you can see at the bottom of the list right there, 4 buckets of XP fluid. It'll just put it in there. So now we'll do this one is going to be, we want ether gas. Okay, so now we're going to come into here and we're going to say get rid of these numbers. We want to input fluid ether gas, and we're going to copy that. Nope. From interface, and we want to output the fluid gas to ether dissolution chamber. And then it's going to say, cool, what the hell is, oh, wait, machine. Label machine is inside in the world and is connected by cables but not detected. Oh, that thing. Okay, let me get rid of that. There we go. Are you happy with that? Maybe? I don't know. But now we're going to grab that label and we're going to go to Ether DC. We're going to label you Ether DC. And when we push this, it's going to put ether gas into here. Just fucking kidding. I guess not. It's called ether_gas. Ether_gas. There we go. So now it works. So this is your forever latex machine, forever slime machine, forever experience, but experience can't just hang out in there because of what it does. And this is your forever ether gas machine. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to queue up all these different guys. What we want mainly is the Supreme Machine Frame. Supreme Machine Frame. But we don't need the gas. So we need that thing. Let's go ahead and also look at my mycelial reactor, because that is something that I'll want to make. Let's look at a couple other recipes. What we don't need are these add-ons just yet, but we might as well. So let's look at the tier 7s. We're going to get all the tier 7s. And we can't make the tier 6s because we have to go through the sludge and the biofuel, but we'll have these when it's ready. So we have tier 7 speed. Tier 7 speed. And then we do tier 7 efficiency and processing. And no gas, and then all those. Okay, and then we do tier 8 as well. I'm sure there's a way to make dragon heads and dragon's breath. In fact, I have that up there, so we're going to need to be able to automate these here soon, eventually, if we want that tier. No gas, and then What do we need here? We need the efficiency tier 8. Right there. Without the gas. Okay. So then we put in these guys, those dudes, and then just like that. So now we should be able to say we want a machine frame. And it'll make a machine frame here. It'll make a machine frame there. And then it'll make a machine frame right here. Nice and slow, though, because we don't have these upgrades in. So let's go ahead and get those upgrades in. Boop, boop, boop. You don't like... Oh, and then you need to change the... to push it in. Yeah. Why don't you like the processing tier 4? Oh, because I already have a processing. So you need a... What the fuck? You need a... efficiency. That's what you need. There you go, buddy. So now we have aether gas, and now we don't need aether gas. So now we need biofuel and sludge, and that'll be these two. So we have that, and then we're gonna need biofuel sludge. Someone keep counting that death counter. Okay. So we got aether gas going. That's going. Let's see about. Excuse me. Let's look about sludge. We need a plant gatherer. How do sludge? Whoops, I think I just saw it. Sludge. Fluid produced by the plant gatherer and used in the sludge refiner. Let's look at the plant gatherer. Machine used to chop trees and harvest. Each operation creates a little bit of sludge. The plant gatherer begins to harvest a tree. Okay. So let's make a plant gatherer. And I could probably just have it like harvesting something that I in turn just throw into the trash. So continuously doing that. Plant gatherer. Let's take a look at what you do. First of all, let's get some upgrades. We always enjoy upgrades. And it looks like it's continuously wanting to do something with the plant here. And it's probably going to back up on sludge. So what if I put some dirt here and plant some wheat? Are you being weird? Hold, yeah, let me fix you with some water and then wheat. So this plant gatherer, what exactly? Harvest, chop trees and harvest crops. So why aren't you... Oh, there's no power. Duh. Oh. So what if we do a tree instead? Okay, let's look at some saplings. Smallest tree is probably gonna be an oak tree. Can you grow for me, please? Maybe you just want to grow a normal dirt? No, you don't want to? Ah! How do we do this? What do you want? What if I just slap you with bone meal? I mean, it's essentially the same thing of what... Oh! And then there's some sludge. Okay, so how are we gonna go about automating this? Begins to harvest a tree within the working area. It will continue to harvest any log or leaves connected to the base. But if it's being provided with small amounts of ether, it will replant automatically. So you're saying if I put ether in you, you'll replant the son of a bitch? Okay, let's do... Got an idea. Just for now, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna say that you are a machine, and you are also a ether dissolution chamber, because then it'll put ether inside you. Ah, indeed it do. And then what we can do is export to a trash can. So if we go, what direction is that? To the north? So let's go, no. I want the output to go to the north. I want items to go into the trash can. And so then I want this guy. And we want you. Okay. 180, okay. So now we just need you. What if we put snad? I think it'll be good if we do snad and a cactus, maybe? No, a sugar cane. 260, 270. And if we put a redstone clock right next to it, let's put all this crud away to help tick accelerate it. And then we want you to go every 5 ticks. Now we're making sludge. Okay, so that's making sludge very slowly. So that's kind of like a little thing that we could do for sludge. What if we do a plant? What if we do multiple plant gatherers? Put multiple. Make sure you're connected, and then we slap you with all the upgrades. And we label you the Aether guy and also a machine. Will you also sludge? No, because it can only go so fast. So pretty much like what I would need is to just have another one. I could probably do two. I could like dedicate a couple spots. Oh no, stupid ass sugarcane. The way it wants to grow. Can Snad go right there? No. I was like, yeah, I knew I was gonna have a problem. Bye, Hada. So let's see how fast we can do it. So then we just, I mean, like, we know how fast it's gonna be. It's gonna be just literally doubled, right? That's like the whole point. Stop growing. And we do this guy and do that guy and like, whoop. And like that. And we now need to undo you and do that one and then name it Ether and name it Ether. Oh, but you're not next to a trash can. So if I were to just put him here and then, okay, I see it all coming together now. So we want to go to the right. No, we want to go to the west, actually. and then we're putting away all the trash, but then we do that. And here we're generating double the sludge. All right, so I think that's good. I'm gonna leave this for now. I'll do a little bit. So what we want to do is we're going to input fluid sludge. It's probably called sludge. From plant extractor, and we want to output the fluid sludge to the interface. Let me double check if it's called sludge. It is. So here's how we're going to start getting our sludge. Let's label it. And in fact, because it's going to be called this, we'll do the same thing of input fluid ether gas from interface, and also output the fluid ether gas to plant extractor, so that I don't need to label them as ether DCs. Actually, give me the labels, and then we unlabel it as ether DCs, but instead call it plant extractors. So then I should start getting sludge. All this sludge should be gone. No more sludge. It is still getting ether gas. Sludge, ether gas. And in fact, we could probably... We need sugarcane. So let's actually keep the sugarcane. So let's go also with these. We're going to input input from plant extractor output to interface. And I think I read that if you put that you're inputting from it and outputting from it, it's going to default to items. So let me see. If I do all of it push. No, let's just do sugarcane. Because I like seeing that in here. Input sugarcane from the plant extractor, and then output the sugarcane to the interface. That should work. Just kidding. I guess the fuck not. We push on all of them? Why don't you want to work? We're going to input sugarcane from the plant extractor, and we're going to output the sugarcane to the interface. You should be doing the thing for me. How are we doing on the ether gas? Is it like going down a lot? 0.85. I don't think I'm actually consuming it. I think just as long as it has it in there. Why are you not exporting my items? What's the progress? Is this... Ooh, is it going to use ether gas every tick? 4, 3, 2, 1. It uses 1 millibucket. Oh man, that's nice. Okay. So yeah, we need the sugarcane. Give it to me. Input item? Or is it items? Help! Label machine is assigned. Remember to push your labels to the... label machine. What's wrong with you? Why do you... Oh. Stop labeling it. Machine. There you go. And you should be good. Why don't you want it? So grab the sugar cane. It is called sugar cane, right? Sugar underscore cane. Sugar underscore cane from the plant extractor, and output it Man, I don't know why you're stinky. But either way, we're getting sludge. And now, let me see. How much sludge? We have the sludge in there. We have sludge right here. Let's make this the sludge guy. So now we're going to... Now we're going to do another one where we forget the last line. And we're going to input fluid sludge from the interface. And we're going to output the fluid sludge to sludge DC. And then it's going to say, what the fuck is sludge DC? And we're going to say, well, this is sludge DC. And now we have sludge in here. So let's give it the upgrades that it loves. We're going to make sure that the output is down. And any fluid is going to go down as well. I did not do that one. Output. Push. What if I just do like enabled and all around? No, it's being silly. Whatever. So sludge goes here. I don't remember if sludge is gonna be tier 5 or if sludge is tier 4. But either way, we have sludge in here now. Forever sludge. So let's look at the sludge recipes. And we want... Oh, it is. So sludge is gonna be tier 5. And that is it. So did I put these in here already? Nope. Okay. Let's do this one. And we don't need the sludge. I need to figure out how to like make crying obsidian. And I have totems of undying. We have like a whole shitload. So then I need to figure out the crying obsidian. Yeah. We don't need the sludge. Okay. So now this guy gets these 3. And how much did it goddamn take, dude? We're on tier 5. It takes 5,000. It takes 5 whole buckets of sludge to make. And I only have I barely have 2. I can barely craft 2. But because I want to see it. Well, hold on. We don't need the sludge. But next, for tier 6, I believe it is, tier 6, we need biofuel. So yeah, now this one's going to be our biofuel guy. And if we look in here, we're supposed to be getting biofuel. And here's all the liquids that we're getting that's going to go inside our fluid guy that we set up over here. Yep, you can see all the fluids. They're just all chilling in there. We have 19,000 buckets of latex. Are we done? Is that like the partitioned end of latex, or are we still... We're still shoving latex in there, I think. Yeah. I mean, I think I did put a 256 drive. Yes. So it'll keep going. I don't know where I'll put this. I'll put that somewhere. But let's continue on, and I want to make sludge. No. Let's make soul lava. Soul lava, and then into sludge, and then I think we can wrap up the episode. So we're going to... We need a stasis chamber. We need these things. We're going to need modular routers. We're going to need one of those. We don't need this. We need a fluid laser base. Let's put away all this stuff. I don't need you right now, and I don't need you. Actually, yes, we do need you. Let's do... We're gonna make another nice little prison, and we'll make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? And we don't need this. But that's just me double checking like where things are. There we go, and we're gonna put the warden in here. Okay, so let's Get rid of all this. So that we have a nice, open, clean area. Let me get my laser drills, and we want to have them all encircling. And we're pretty much just going to make a copy-paste of what we got going on back there. But instead of the wither, it's going to be the warden. There we go, that looks good. Let's break these 4 so that we got a way to come in and out. We're going to do structural glass again, because I do like the structural glass. And the fluid laser base goes right here. But most importantly, we need to make sure that the stasis chamber is stasising. And we also need to make sure that our power is good. We're getting still positive increase of power. Stasis. We're going to look at these guys. And while we're at it, so that we don't have to wait, we're going to queue up more of the tier 4s. There we go. Stasis is in spot, is in place right there. Make sure that the stasis is doing real good there. Actually, let me double check that it is in fact, the stasis is in fact like keeping up to speed. And I gotta come in here and see the health of the wither. See, it's at 300, so we're still doing good, and we're still getting aether gas. So yeah, the stasis chamber is in fact doing a good job. So let's get a warden, and I have a warden spawn egg here, nice and ready. And we're going to spawn him just right there. And oh, we can see that the stasis chamber is in fact working. Let's go ahead and get a muffler so that we don't hear him sniffing us all the fucking time, because we don't want that. That's gross. Don't sniff me. Why aren't you muffled? I don't want the heartbeat sound, please. Is it just like... Can we just... What if we... Here's what we'll do. We're gonna make an anchor right here. Anchor. And we're going to have the warden heartbeat. We're gonna muffle that. Okay. And we're just gonna do it like everywhere. 128. Worldwide. 32, sure. I never want to hear the heartbeat. So yeah, you can see that our little wither's getting sucked on, and now this guy's getting sucked on. So let's do the same thing. We have modular router. All we need is one. I think all we need is one of those. We need one bucket. We don't need any more laser drills. We don't need a structural. But what we do need is we need 2 fluid modules. We need some speed, muffle, and the actual like fluid guys. What are they called? This thing. We need fluid transfer. So we're going to, of course, just autocraft everything. Make 100 of those. Grab a fat stack. Okay, let's place down our modular router, and we're going to increase it with all that stuff. Then we're going to grab the I'm sorry, I'm in your home. We're going to grab fluid from this, and yeah, it goes into the router. And then we're going to put it out of the router. Maximum that will be attempted in one operation. This is still in, okay, whatever. And then we put right there and we give it a bucket. And that should be good for the soul lava. Oh, that's right, we need power. Let's make sure that we have one of these guys. God damn it, we need blaze gold. Okay. Let me get the little shadow pulse goo. Get some skull. Get some gold. And one of these. Yeah, make it. Excuse me. In fact, let's speed this guy up some. Let's give it some more skulky skulk. And just keep running this while we have it here. While we have it for 9 more seconds. And that's it. Okay, so now let's get let's put all this away. Come on, gold. And then we have to make what was it? The energy transmitter. Get another ender guy. And let's power up all of these laser drills. I think it needs to be, I want to put it like right there. And then, so that way we just have to go plus, nope, okay. So now let's go 2 in, and it should be in the center. Yep. And now we just radius it up by 3. There we go. And then we don't want to see that nonsense. So now we should have, oh, wait, that's right. The last thing we need is a blue laser. Blue lens. Aw, man, I ain't got no patterns. Make like 1,000 patterns. Look how fast it makes those 1,000 patterns. It's ridiculous. Blue laser lens? Give me one of those. Then we say go on get. And then is that it? No, I think you want something else. You also want a blue laser lens requires over warden neg 64 to 80. It might need to be, I might need to raise that. So let's try this again. We're gonna do a imprisoning tool. There's a Drigme in here. There you go, Drigme. Drop you off at daycare. We're gonna come on over here. Just real nice and easy. And you're gonna go inside there. And all we're gonna do is raise this up by 1. We're gonna raise it up by 1, put the stasis chamber back, put power. Everything should be the same. We're gonna put you back right there. And now we're getting the soul lava that we needed. So yeah, it just needs to be, oh, and it's getting hurt. So yeah, as it's getting hurt, let me put I need to put the upgrades back in the stasis chamber. So he is gonna get sucked on, but you could see, you know, he is getting healed back. But we're gonna have to see how well those are working. Let's put all our upgrades in our lasers. and then double check to make sure that it's still good enough. And then I go and look, and he's like almost dead. In fact, is he? Is he doing okay? Yeah, okay, he's still doing okay. Okay, that's everything. And we are in fact getting all the soul lava. In fact, let's see, we do have 6 buckets of soul lava in here. So he's getting chomped on, and he's staying nice and healthy. That means that we could put this structure glass completely back and cover everything up. And I also need a Luminix box. There it is. I don't remember what I really needed the soul lava for. But there you go. So now we have these two drills going at it. Let's break all this stuff. And from this guy we're getting ether gas. So you can see right here we have 478 buckets. And from this guy we're getting soul lava. So actually, now one thing that we can do is make the infinity soul sand, because that was like one of the last things that we needed was soul lava for our infinity soul sand, because we had this setup right here and we had a whole bunch of soul sand and we made a like ×6 or whatever for the soul sand. So now we can finally get that online. And in fact, let me look at this soul lava and what like else do we need it for. We can, okay, it can generate a lot of power. Also making the soul lava from the bee. Okay, we need it to do the high-powered heating coil. So let me tag that. And then to make the actual soul lava bees, got it. Yeah. Mm, and this makes us ancient stone. I think there was something that we needed in order to like get ancient stone. But now we have that. It is in our grasp to do that. And it's in this nice little neat little entrapment of these dudes. How late is it? We've been an hour and 37. Oh no. Yeah, let's get these trash cans going. Oops. Let's get the trash cans going sometime between episodes. Um Push to the top. Push the trash. Push to the top. Okay. Now we have soul sand. Nice. Nice. So there's another infinity cell down. And now that we have the infinite soul sand, we can put this cable back that I broke, like at the beginning of the episode when I was like, why the fuck am I not getting my soul sand? So then we got a bunch of soul sand in there, and now we're sieving it and getting all this good stuff. We're back on to making this stuff. So we can break this. I said break that, put it in the trash. I don't even know what you need from Industrial Foregoing for the star. Let me see. Let me see what you need. That's nothing. You need a wither builder? Okay. I guess I could do that. Dragon soul. No. I do need to automate that thing. Sand, gravel. We need obsidian. We need to start working on getting obsidian. I have infinite cobble. We have 1,000,000,000 gold, infinite dirt. We have 1,000,000,000 of that, and we have oak logs. I'll maybe figure out a way how to get more oak logs. We don't need any of these. We can make that. and I think I think that's actually it as far as industrial foregoing is concerned. So if I were to automate this, then we're essentially done with industrial foregoing. I mean, I still want to do the biofuel and like get that going, but it's whatever. I think we could call industrial foregoing good because we got like all the fluids going, and that's like the main thing. We got pink slime right here, latex here, sludge, this thing that I'll probably put in like this nice little thing, and then we have aether gas, soul lava, and then I'll be getting biofuel here eventually. But I'll probably get into ours a little bit. This is something. So I did in fact get into ours, and this is something that like I've been kind of cheesing. I did ours and like beelined it just literally just straight to this. But I will do ours in another episode, probably the next episode, to show you like how to set it up and like what we're doing and what this even is and like what I did to get here. But it's like a pseudo little mob farm, and these are all the drops that I'm getting from it. So there's that. Let me see. Yeah, I need to figure out how to get obsidian like the best way. Which I mean, I do have infinite lava and infinite water, so I could just do something stupid like this, where I'm infinitely putting water into or infinitely putting lava into some barrels that have water on it and just like getting obsidian like that. um the miners are also getting obsidian. Let me see how those guys are doing. I was getting 844, 63 crying obsidian. That's kind of lame. But if I do have the miners constantly going, and so I'll probably do some Arcana, Forbidden Arcana, so that I can get this thing, so that I could get my guys going constantly. I think that's something that we'll do. Let's go look at Purple real quick, see what she's doing for the last little minute. Ah, you fucking rats with wings. Eat shit. Okay, okay. I taught her how to make this thing. That took forever, but she got it. I don't even know where she is. Oh, what in the hell is going on here? Nope. Nope. Don't want any part of that. All right. Well, yeah. If you guys made it to this part of the episode and you enjoy all the content and everything, there's only one last thing that I can talk to you about, and that is if you could go ahead and leave a like, maybe a little subscribe. That'd be cool too. But mainly the likes are what I like. I like to see numbers. I see big numbers go boom. They're great. And the last thing is that if you would like to come and play ATM10, you don't have a server to join, or like you don't want to play by yourself, you want to come play with other people, and this is ATM10 to the skies, then you can come join our server. I do have the link in our Discord down in the description below. So go ahead and join our Discord, and we'll go ahead and follow like some of the prompts, get you whitelisted and everything. You can meet all the other guys and gals, and yeah, and you can come start playing with us and everything. So I think that'd be really cool. And again, thank you for your support. I always make these videos for you guys, make sure that it's rather tutorial-y ish, still with like content, and that you guys can kind of follow along and make sure that you're getting your star and everything, and having fun while doing it. So again, thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Till then, stay stringy.